name is Ruck. I work for the Dutch Ministry of Economic Affairs and Climate Policy, and particularly in the area for innovation and knowledge. And I've been involved in, let's say, R&D in the field of micro and nano-electronics for over 25 years now. So I'm quite familiar with the international collaborative programs that are really important to the Netherlands. And the IPCEI is a very special project for us because we are substantially involved in it. Well, the IPCEI is in fact a very special instrument. Many people think it's a project, it's an instrument that stimulates certain projects, but in fact it is a state aid framework, a special state aid framework, an extended state aid framework that enables a further support for very substantial projects, not only for R&D, but also up to the phase of first industrial deployment. And since this extended state aid framework really needs to ensure also that competition in Europe remains fair, it also means that there is quite a rigid state aid scrutiny by the European Commission. On the other hand, the IPCEI framework also offers many more opportunities to fund and support substantial important projects of common European interest. So in that sense, it's a very important addition to the remaining instruments we've got at the European and national level. Well, in the Netherlands, that was a bit of a special situation. The first IPCEI, already quite some years ago, was in fact initiated by a Dutch company, ASML, who discovered at a certain moment that their high-end products were not sold in Europe but were sold in Asia, and they saw, let's say, a deterioration in the quality of the level of technology, and therefore they really strongly advocated the first IPCEI. At the end of the day, because ASML was really involved in equipment and the IPCEI was mainly aimed at manufacturing and production, it was decided that the Netherlands would not participate in this project. So the second IPCEI was a different situation, because the focus of the second IPCEI was different. It focused mainly on aspects of, for instance, maintaining European sovereignty, ensuring also cybersecurity. So there were topics that were more relevant to the Dutch industry, and that is why it was decided to actively participate in the second, but not in the first. It is a very complicated procedure. The fact that the preparation of an IPCEI should not be taken lightly. It takes many years, also because of the very rigid state aid scrutiny, but also because so many partners are involved that it means very intense collaboration. Also on the national level, but particularly also at the European level, where we have different structures for the involved countries to, let's say, interact with each other, to align their activities and ensure that all the, let's say, national procedures are in sync with each other in order to avoid delays. So it is indeed a quite complicated process, but an important one. Well, what I think is very important is that the IPCEIs are really strongly supporting the European microelectronics and nano-electronics ecosystem. We have many instruments in Europe that we apply to strengthen and to develop the European industry in terms of R&D at national level, EU level, but also at intergovernmental level. And I think what is important is that the IPCEI is a very strong center of these processes. So hopefully this project strengthens the collaboration between companies in Europe, but also between national public authorities who are involved in this field. So in that sense, it's a win-win situation both on the public side, but also on the private side.